It is well known that Italian exported to the whole world a large number of words that have taken root in many languages spoken today. And no, we're not talking about the typical words like pizza, soprano, mozzarella, pepperoni, paparazzi, or spaghetti. Next, we present to you 10 words that, even though you never associated them with the Italian language, actually come from it. Number 1. Bankruptcy. This word comes from the Florentine Italian bancarotta, which means broken bench, from a time when medieval banking activity was very significant. One theory says that at that time, bankers would go to the town squares and sit on a bench to give loans to those who needed them. And once their funds were gone, they would break their benches as a sign that they had no more money to lend. Bankruptcy already appears in the Dictionary of Authorities from 1726 as a purely Italian term. Historiographical documentation places it in the financial terminology of the 16th century. Number 2. Toast. This word is used to offer a greeting, usually with wine or champagne, at a social gathering. The word brindis was adopted from the Italian brindisi, which in turn was an adaptation that arose in the 16th century from the German expression ich bring dir's, which translates as I offer it to you. It is recorded that this word became especially popular after the sack of Rome in 1527, and it already appears in Spanish texts from the so-called Spanish Golden Age. When it became a common term in the festive vocabulary of the 16th century. Number 3. Squid. The word squid comes from the Italian calameo, which means inkwell, and that in turn comes from the Old Italian calamo, which was what they called a writing quill, and this had come from the Latin calamus, which means reed. It's easy to see the connection in naming this mollusk, considering that it secretes ink, which it uses to defend itself against marine predators. The word calamar has been documented in Castilian at least since the late 15th century and appears in numerous Renaissance lexical collections. Number 4. Whim. The Real Academia Española Dictionary defines this word as a decision made arbitrarily, inspired by a whim, by mood, or by delight in the extravagant and original. In other words, it's a sudden impulse or a sudden and unreasonable desire. In Old Italian, there was the word capriccio, which meant horripilation or shivering due to fear or cold. Little by little, it started to be used for any act of surprise until it took on the meaning of an unexpected impulse. Capriccio entered Spanish in the late 16th century. The first lexicographical mention is in the work Vocabulary of the Two Languages by Cristobal de las Casas from 1570, and it entered dictionaries starting in 1604. Number 5. Cianza. This word comes from the Italian ciancia, which means chatter or light joke, and is currently defined in Spanish as a joke played on another person, although it can also be used as a synonym for mockery, trick, or lie. The word cianza entered Spanish between the 16th and 17th centuries. The Real Academia Española already recorded it with a mocking meaning in its Dictionary of Authorities from 1739, and from that moment on, it became an integral part of the Spanish lexicon. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so you know when there's a new video. Number 6. Charlatan. The word charlatan comes from the Italian charlatano, which in turn derives from the verb charlare, meaning to chat or babble. In Spanish, charlatan is used to describe a person who speaks indiscreetly or who sells fake products or services, pretending to be an expert. In the Etymological Dictionary of the Spanish Language by Coromines, the appearance of this word in Spanish is placed around 1530, and later it appears in the Dictionary of Authorities from 1729. Number 7. Tie. The etymology of the word empatar comes from the Italian impatare, from pactare, which comes from the Latin pactare, meaning to make a pact or to be at peace. Essentially, to tie means to make an agreement or be at peace, which later extended to the idea of there not being a clear winner among the contenders. The sports meaning spread in the mid-19th century with the new British sports. The Real Academia Española updated its etymology in 2023, confirming the Italian origin. Number 8. To drive. It comes from the Italian maneggiare, which is made up of the Latin words manus, meaning hand, and agere, meaning to act. So it can be interpreted as to manipulate or handle with the hand. In the Middle Ages, maneggiare was used as a synonym for training horses. This word appeared in 15th century Castilian documents, such as Juan de Mena's Laberinto de Fortuna and Diego de Valera's Epistolas. Academic dictionaries have documented it since 1726. Number 9. Novel. Modern dictionaries define this word as a literary work, a narrative of a certain length. Novel comes from the Italian novella, which means news or short story. Novella, in turn, is derived from the Latin novellus, which means new or novel. In Italy, it referred to the stories of the Decameron novel. It entered literary Castilian in the 14th and 15th centuries, was used by Cervantes, and became established in Spanish. Additionally, it entered the Dictionary of Authorities of the Royal Spanish Academy in 1734. Bonus word. Assault. The word assault comes directly from the Italian assalto, which means a violent attack or charge, to take a fortified position. Assalto in Italian derived from the medieval Latin assaltus, and this from assalire, which means to jump at, attack, or assail. And that is precisely how this word is currently defined, being synonymous with charge, aggression, attack, or onslaught. This word already appears in the universal vocabulary of Alonso de Palencia around the year 1490. Later, it became a common term in military treatises of the 16th century. The 1734 Dictionary of Authorities already listed it as a purely Italian loanword. Number 10. Clown. This word comes from the Italian pagliaccio, which can be interpreted as a jester full of straw, since the word paglia means straw. And this referred to the fact that usually the jester's costumes were stuffed with straw. The current definition of this word is said of a person who makes others laugh with their words or gestures. The earliest lexicographical source of this word, recorded in the Spanish language, is in the Dictionary of the Spanish Language by the Real Academia Española from 1817. Did you expect to see all these words on the list? Is there any word that definitely surprised you to see here? Leave us your opinion in the comment box. And that's all for today. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to this channel. I invite you to activate the bell to get notified of new videos. See you soon.